Solidarity, comrades. I'm happy to say that I have finally found the time, and I've finally found the time to actually do this. Now, just let me know if you can hear me or not whenever um I try something. So just let me know if you can still hear me after this point. Um, can you hear me? I can't tell. But anyway, what I'm going to do today is share a a summary, I should say, given to me by my comrade. Audio's good. Thanks, based comrade. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Gave me a summary that he wanted me to share with y'all. Now, I posted this in my community tab, but I would very much like to read it to y'all. His name is Comrade Suraj Palayat. Um, if there are any mistakes in what I'm reading here, like grammatically or anything, please be forgiving. His first language is Malayalam, second language is Hindi, and third language is obviously English. So Sir Comrade Suraj is a member of the Communist Party of India, Marxist, and he lives in Kerala. He is a branch secretary, which is the lowest level of leadership. And he wanted me to share with y'all a write-up he has that he's been wanting to share with Western comrades to get them to sort of understand what's happening over there. And for anyone who's curious, I shared this a week or so ago in my community tab, but I'm going to have it read out here so we can sort of, look at it. And also, a lot of people have trouble reading, and having an audio format will be better. So let's get it started. So this is, unless I say otherwise, I'm quoting Comrade Suraj Palayat. So let's get it started. Kerala has a uniqueness. Kerala is the first state in the world to elect a Communist Party government to power through democratic means and elections. That is the world's first government held by a Communist Party without revolution. That was in 1957. 2 years later in 1959, that government was overthrown by the CIA. But that government of the Communist Party started the process of rebuilding Kerala society. It continues to this day. The term of office of a government here is 5 years. The Communist Party ruled Kerala for 38 years from 1957 to 2021 at various stages and is still ruling. It was re-elected in May 2021 following its previous regime of 2016 to 2021. The rule of the Communist Party for 38 years, that is, the rule of the state government under the right-wing union government governing India as a whole, has brought Kerala to a level of social progress that no other developed capitalist country in the world can claim. Therefore, everyone describes Kerala as Communist Kerala. Let me share with you some indicators of social progress in Kerala. If we want to be able to scientifically evaluate and analyze the social progress of a society, we must know at least some of the political and social history of that society, as Kerala is a part of the history of India. If you want a detailed scientific study, that is how Kerala, a federal state in a poor democratic capitalist nation as India, could achieve this remarkable social progress. I can help you in that study. I can give you a very brief history of India and Kerala, only with a very concise. He means that it will be very concise and brief compared to the whole history, and that will be the foundation of our learning analysis. And he said, these are my conversations with a U.S. friend, a so-called socialist but opposed to communism. So he was writing this to a social democrat, as we would call them, or a Bernieite, someone like that. And so he goes on. India is an incredible land, one of the ancient civilizations of the world. India was a conglomeration of many princely states. Historically, there were few emperors who ruled all of India, which included the present day Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Burma, or Myanmar, and parts of present day China. India was a colony of Britain for about 2 centuries. The Muslim Mughal kings and emperors also ruled India for a long period prior to British rule, and India became independent from British colonial rule in 1947. The population of India is 1.3 billion people today. It is an agricultural nation. People are generally poor, but the richest people of the world are there in India, a poor nation with rich people. Around 20,000 languages, 22 official languages. All the religions of the world are there in India. Or he said, are there in India. Hindu is the main religion. India is a secular nation by its constitution. India is a federal nation with a union government at the center and 28 federal states. States have their own governments. States are formed on linguistic basis. These 1.3 billion people with different languages, dress codes, culture, faith, and religions, festivals, arts, etc., etc. Everything is diverse. But India is one out of all these diverse cities. Unity in diversity is the strength of India. As I said, India is an agricultural nation, and Kerala is very agricultural as well. The main livelihood of the people is agriculture. With that, in 1957, the first thing the communist government did was land reform. All the feudal rights over the lands were abolished. Each family was given the right to at least a small piece of land. The limit was set for an area of farmlands that could be held by big landlords. The government took over the excess land held by these landlords. Those lands were distributed to tenants, agricultural workers, and the landless poor. The next priority sector for the communist government of 1957 was education. Universal, free, and quality scientific education was made compulsory for all children to attract the children of the poor who were destined to work on the farms and houses of the feudal lords due to the poverty to the schools. Meals, the midday meal scheme was introduced at all schools. All teachers were made government employees, and the government developed a centralized curriculum and syllabus for education, and included social consciousness, democratic values, and secularism. Today, we are reaping the benefits that the great action of foresight by the communist ministry. A secular society with a high social consciousness and a respect for democratic values has formed Kerala today. Today, our literacy rate is 100%. Kerala has formed as a knowledgeable society. Today, Kerala has become a region which contributes the skilled human resources essential to the operations of modern science and technology to the entire world. The next area where the communist government of 1957 intervened was public health. The health of the citizen was declared the responsibility of the government. They launched networks of hospitals with extensive facilities for free health care, announced a popular health clinic policy. Today, Kerala's public health index and life expectancy are higher than those in developed capitalist nations. The life expectancy of women is higher than that of men. The infant mortality rate is lower than that of all the states in India and many capitalist countries in the world. Almost 3 decades ago, we achieved the target of quote unquote health for all project, which UN seek to reach through the WHO even today. Today, the current context of COVID-19 pandemic, Kerala's COVID prevention activities are held as a model for the world. Another important legislative action that helped make Kerala what it is today was the strengthening of democracy, decentralization, and the decentralization of power. Power was given to the people at the very bottom, to its grassroots level. The tragedy is, communists are still accused as authoritarian and autocratic across the world. Kerala has a three-tier system of government that's different from the other states' government: village, town, city, regional level, district level. All of these have their local self-government, or the LGS, or LSG. These LSGs are empowered, entrusted the power to them, and they were empowered to formulate and implement their plans and projects. This gave rise to a strong democratic society in Kerala. And these governments, 50% of the people's representatives are women. Today, women are at the forefront of social activists, people's leaders, and administrators in Kerala. So this was given to me by Comrade Suraj Paliat, and thank you, by the way, and hello, Comrade dude. And that was, something he wanted to, give a basic foundation that you could use this sort of argument to show that the Kerala model is effective at improving society, and it really has helped Kerala, and that's why they call it the Kerala model, because it's tailored to the conditions of Kerala. But we can see with what Comrade Suraj has said here that long live the communist struggle of India, comrade dude. Lal salam to our comrades of the Indian subcontinent as a whole. Some of the best communists you'll ever meet in your life come from the Indian subcontinent. They're some of the most dedicated, brilliantly smart and intelligent, and just have the most revolutionary fire of people you'll ever meet. They are brilliant people, brilliantly smart, and once they shake off the chains of imperialism, capitalism, and the remnants of that feudalism, that they'll be able to rise to heights that no one ever imagined could happen for India, and the world as a whole would improve because of it. And the Communist Party of India, Marxists, and the Left Democratic Front of Kerala understand that this, in and of itself, isn't their end goal. What they're trying to institute is giving people legitimate power now, making their lives better now, giving them better education now, making them politically conscious, class conscious, socially conscious. And it's brilliant. Dios bendiga with them. I respect them a whole lot. Such a rich history in Naxal. Yeah, I mean, all over India, from the Red Corridor of the east, from West Bengal to the south, there's this rich history of communists and comrades doing great things for the Indian people. And right now, they're able to do all this wonderful thing while a literal Hindu fascist party is in power. And these people are very much northern supremacists and consider the southerners to be stupid communists. And so they're doing this, and they're doing it well. I just really hope that people can open their eyes and ears to this. And the person the comrade who shared this with me, Comrade Suraj Paliat, I will have him on. I've been promising to have him on, and he'll give a lot more detailed explanation, being able to speak. But, he's been super busy. They're dealing with the Delta variant. People still haven't gotten initial vaccines over there. And so their public health clinics are going crazy. They are still doing projects delivering school supplies and food and necessities to the homes of people who can't work and are stuck at home and can't go to school. So they've been very busy. Not to mention his entire family is involved with, the political machinations in that area. So he's extremely busy, but he did type this up for me, or he typed this up in response to you know, uh, like a left liberal from America to explain how the communists of Kerala are so great. Well, I think it's a pretty good type up, and again, it's in that community tab. On Friday, I'm going to be doing a talk about how social fascism and that analysis is very Eurocentric and extremely outdated. So we're going to talk about that. And hopefully, we'll keep the content rolling. I'm sorry for the delay on this one. Life happened. I was, just real life happened. I'm very busy with real life. So thank you, everyone, for coming and watching. I love y'all. I appreciate everyone who comes and comments and likes it and subscribes and just comes and talks and watches it. I hope it helps some people learn. If not, I hope it helps keep some of y'all busy at the very least. I appreciate y'all. Solidarity, shalom, and have a wonderful day.